All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armon, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things. It's messy outside. Child, they saying that Offset done ARI Fletcher, allegedly, okay? Twitter is in an uproar right now because Cardi B seemingly spilled some tea to a blogger in a rant saying that Offset ARI Fletcher, all right? So let me give you the backstory on what's going on. Because I'm minding my business, of course, as I always do. But then I'm going into the For You on the trending, and I'm seeing Offset, ARI Fletcher, and then my phone keeps pinging. I'm like, what's the tea? And they're like, girl, you're missing it. You're missing it. They saying that Offset, ARI Fletcher. All right, so I'm like, how did we get here? So apparently there's this blog, and I'm going to show you the blog page. Apparently there's this blog that is an Offset supporting based blog, all right? I don't know where, I'm not really familiar with this blog or where the blog came from, but however, apparently they were once a Cardi B supporting page. According to the blog, Cardi B and her team used to send messy stuff about Offset, but now she figured she's flipped over to the Offset side. And so now, you know, Cardi B and her people feel like, you know, Offset is feeding this blog a lot of messy information. So apparently this blog posted this and said that Cardi B and Stefan Diggs are expecting a child, okay? And she also said that she had heard some information that Cardi B was caught leaving Stefan Diggs' hotel room while she was 7 months pregnant, still with Offset, okay? So remember when, you know, Offset was saying that she was on somebody while she was pregnant? And remember when Bia was saying that she was somebody that she was pregnant? So maybe that's what that tea was. I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently this is what this page is saying, okay? Now, the Cardi B feels like every time Stefan and her are posted or they're in the public, Offset crashes out, then comes and conspires with this particular blog page to have them post negative news about Cardi B that Offset feeds that blog. Are you following me? So basically, this blog somehow found their way in the middle of Cardi B and Offset. At one point, they're claiming that they used to be the voice for Cardi B, and now they flipped over and they've been the secret voice for Offset. Well, not really secretly, but Offset is their source. Now, they're claiming that Offset is not the source, but Cardi B feels like Offset is feeding you this information and you're being messy, okay? So there you have that. Now, apparently this blog went out and said that Cardi B went and, you know, was sleeping with Offset, okay, and was still trying to on Offset. I know they still be talking about, you know, sleeping with each other and stuff like that. So Cardi B gets mad and say, "Why are you saying that I'm on Offset?" Right? So let me get the receipts for you. So this is where it gets good. Apparently, the blog went out and said that Cardi B Offset over the weekend. So Cardi B jumps into the DM and says, "Why do you say that I Offset this weekend? Like, B, I don't give a who you support. Lying on my P is crazy. And he have not F'd me neither. Y'all truly gotta leave me the alone. Both move on. Tell him to tell you how he was f***ing Ari while we was together, but yet I'm wrong for moving on, huh? Leave me the alone." The blog wrote, "He said he smashed you when you was in Atlanta." So she was crashing out because she feels like she can't move on. And so she went and spilled that he was an Ari while they was together. So that's what ultimately did it for her, okay? Now let's talk about that. Now people are gagging online because they like, well, did Cardi B really, did Offset really Ari? And then apparently Cardi went to go tell Moneybagg Yo that Offset Ari, and Moneybagg Yo was like, "I don't care." And so Cardi B after that was just kind of done and devastated. Now here's my thoughts. Okay, on one hand, do we really know if it's Ari? No, we don't know that it's Ari. We can only speculate because she didn't say ARI Fletcher. There could be a million Aris in the world. So we do have to cover our bases there and be like, well, we're just speculating. You know, we don't know for a fact because we weren't there and we don't know what Ari he was talking about. It could be Ari Lennox, ARI Fletcher. We don't know. So this is all speculation. It could be Ari from around the corner. However, if I don't know anything about Cardi B, I do know this, right? I feel like if you don't like that blog, you're not going to go and say something or drop a bomb like that for no reason. You've been tired of feeling like you couldn't speak out, and that's really been fucking with you, and you've been wanting people to know that happened. and you've been wanting to spill the tea, and you're feeling some type of way because she feels like Offset is talking to that blog and feeding that blog information. So now she went and gave some tea to that blog, knowing that the blog, and it's no shade, was going to be thirsty to post that, and it was going to do exactly what it's doing right now. Cardi B is not going to tell you or tell a blog anything that she is not ready or willing or wanting to get out. She strategically told that blog that for that blog to react like that and out Offset for fucking Ari, allegedly, and wanted everybody to know that Ari Offset and leave her alone for being with Stefan Diggs. She did that on purpose. And the blog is like, well, I wanted the engagement. I'm going to post it. They did what they needed to do. But Cardi B, there's no way in hell she thought that was going to be a secret. So she knew by doing that, the blog was going to post that because, I mean, girl, who's not going to post it? That's some thirsty tea. Especially if it's a blog that you feel like doesn't like you, that drags you. You're not going to tell a blog some personal information thinking that they're going to trust you. Or maybe you do, because she is one. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like she's too calculated. Remember, she also records people's phone calls. So she knows exactly what she's doing. So she had to know that blog was going to go and put that out. All right. Here's the reason why I feel like it is Ari, though. Because while I hear her people defending or talking about it, no one is mentioning the fact that, hey, this is not true. It's not Ari Fletcher. They're letting that rock. They're basically saying that, they're turning the shift onto the blog, like the blog is messy, the blog keeps harassing her, the blog won't leave her alone, blah, 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 same old story. They know where the blog is getting information from. The blog is lying about having sources, and, no one is talking to them, and Cardi B and her friends were never giving that blog negative news about Offset because the blog said, why are y'all mad that I'm getting tea now? Because y'all was giving me negative tea on Offset, but now I'm getting tea on you, Cardi B. You don't like it. And so they're refuting that. However, no one is mentioning the Ari piece. And my thing is, Cardi knows that everybody's thinking, she's not dumb. She's on Twitter right now. She knows that everybody's thinking Ari Fletcher. Why not clear it up? There's no clearing up. There's no, there's not, well, I wasn't talking about her. It's a lie, blah, blah, blah. None of that. She's letting it rock. She didn't technically say Ari Fletcher, but she ain't clearing up that it's not. So for me, I feel like that's exactly who she was talking about. That's exactly who she was talking about because they're letting that rock and they're not trying to clear that up. Now, Ari hasn't said anything necessarily about it, so I'm waiting around to see if she is going to, make a response or make a tweet. Now, if Offset did Ari, I'm gagging. Like, why do everybody be sleeping with the same men and women? Like, apparently Stefan Diggs gets around and Offset gets around, but I never thought Ari to be that kind of girl. It seemed like she was really in love with Moneybagg Yo. So I don't know what's been happening there. So everybody just sleeping around with each other is very, very interesting. It seems like the industry sex circle is very, very small and just everybody just doing everything. But Cardi B clearly is still upset about that. And I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back with her because Ari, Ari's a bad, okay? So, she probably was like, all right, Cardi B can probably compete with those other girls as far as like, looks and access and this and that and like these other girls ain't nobody. Ari's famous too, but she's not Cardi B famous, but in the hood, in the streets, that's a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? So for him to knock her down, Cardi B probably was like, all right, that probably took the wind out of her. Like, damn, okay, I can't compete there or whatever. Or you just probably really broke her spirit. And I get it. So she should be able to move on. You know what I'm saying? She should be able to move on, but I had no idea that it was given that. And my thing is, by the fact that she's not clearing it up and she's letting it ride, if it stink like a pig, if it wink like a pig, then damn it might be a pig, all right? So I feel like by her telling that blog that, she knew exactly what it was going to do and what that blog was going to do, and she wanted to put that information out. She wanted that blog to do what exactly it did. So now we all know that Offset slept with Ari, and we can go fight over which Ari it was. But by her not clearing it up to me and letting it rock says the assumptions are true. Because if it wasn't her, you're not going to want to mix another girl that's high profile or just popular in your messy marriage boyfriend drama. And now everybody on social media is tagging her and asking her if she effed Offset, this, that, and the third. So you're not going to want to bring somebody in there. And if I'm Ari, we know Ari is very vocal online. Ari would have been like, why are you putting me in this messy ass drama? Like, I got a whole man, I don't need my man thinking that. Like, because that can trickle down into her relationship. That could just be really, 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 really messy. So if I was Ari and that really wasn't the truth, I would be online checking Cardi B like, girl, what are you doing? Because we're talking about two very vocal people. Ari's very vocal, Cardi B's very vocal. So for Cardi B to say that and just go ghost and Ari be tweeting but not mentioning that, girl, come on. 1 + 1 is equaling 2. That's exactly who she was talking about. But I wonder how that happened. What was the tea with that? So right now, Offset and Cardi B are doing a lot of get back. It's very toxic. And I just hate the fact that, other people, bloggers, are feeling like they can be in the middle of someone else's relationship. That's so weird to me. You know what I mean? It's like now you feel like, oh, I know the Cardi B and I know him and I know Offset and I know, it's just like so stupid. Like they got kids together. It doesn't matter how much you feel like you know Offset, how much you feel like you know Cardi B. You ain't fucking them. Weirdos. You know what I'm saying? You guys are not the mother and father of their kids, so it doesn't matter. These two adults need to think about the kids that they have, and this looks sloppy. This looks toxic as hell, and this looks crazy. And in the end, they're still married. So I don't know. It's just a messy situation all the way down. And I'm thinking, well, what is Moneybagg Yo thinking? Now, here's the thing, though. Maybe this was during the time. Now, people were telling me that, in Moneybagg Yo's, and I didn't really think anything of it, but they were saying in his last album, I forget the name of the song, but he was making references to Megan Thee Stallion, like he still wanted to be her, or he was still doing drive-bys on her. People were like pointing that out, so I don't know if they had did a break in between and he had slid over to Megan Thee Stallion, and when he had slid over to Megan Thee Stallion, or this is what they were saying. Let me reframe this, because y'all will be over here trying to make it seem like I said he Megan Thee Stallion and you'll have Roc Nation suing me. I'm not saying that. There was a record. It was something cognac something. People were trying to tell me that he was making reference to Megan Thee Stallion. I don't know. It's just all in the legend. It's assumption. However, I'm thinking, well, could that have been true? Could him and Ari have went on a break? She banged Offset. He maybe tapped back into his ex, or because why wasn't if Cardi B told him that and he didn't care, that means he was doing something too, and they was on a break or something. This is interesting. So everybody is just sleeping with everybody, huh? I don't know, child. We'll have to follow this story and see where it go. But yeah, Cardi B went and spilled that Offset had cheated on her and Ari. She just didn't go into who and what type of Ari. So she left it for our assumption, and she's not clearing up the speculation. So I guess it's safe to say the Ari that you thinking might be the Ari that was winking. But no, yeah. So let me know what you guys think about this messy situation. Offset allegedly, possibly sleeping with Ari Fletcher while he was with Cardi B. And then what do you think about Cardi B allegedly being with Stefan Diggs, leaving the hotel room while she was 7 months pregnant? Child, it's a mess. Well, let me know what you guys think below in the comments. And until next time, keep that same energy, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.